Today's thought. The astronomer is particularly careful to have his telescope lens clean and free from all dust. The smallest speck of dust might affect an object's appearance. It will look different than it is. So should a Christian be careful to have their faith wiped clean of all the dust of doubts and unbelief, lest they should behold the truths of God imperfectly and come to an incorrect judgment. Without faith to guide and direct them, things will look different than they are or could be. John Bate. Matthew 14. At that time, Herod the tetrarch heard of the fame of Jesus, and said unto his servants, This is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works do show forth themselves in him. For Herod had laid hold on John, and bound him, and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. For John said unto him, It is not lawful for thee to have her. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude, because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them, and pleased Herod. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, Give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. And the king was sorry. Nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her. And he sent, and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought in charger, and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came, and took up the body, and buried it, and went and told Jesus. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a desert place apart. And when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. And Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude, and was moved with compassion toward them, and he healed their sick. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, This is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away, that they may go into the villages, and buy themselves victuals. But Jesus said unto them, They need not depart. Give ye them to eat. And they say unto him, We have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He said, Bring them hither to me. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed, and brake, and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat, and were filled, and they took up of the fragments that remained 12 baskets full. And they that had eaten were about 5,000 men, beside women and children. And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship, and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, Is it a spirit? And they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and began to sink. He cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand, and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. That they were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying, Of a truth thou art the Son of God. And when they were gone over, they came into the land of Gennesaret. And when the men of that place had knowledge of him, they sent out into all that country round about, and brought unto him all that were diseased, and besought him that they might only touch the hem of his garment, and as many as touched were made perfectly whole. Like most of us, there was a time when Peter's faith was stronger than at other times. Peter found himself in a boat with furious winds and threatening waves all around him. The craft was tossed helplessly by the powerful sea when he and the other disciples saw a most unusual, unbelievable sight. They saw Jesus walk toward them, and he was walking on top of the waves. After talking with Jesus, Peter was summoned to the Savior's side. Without question, the disciple stepped out of the boat and joined Jesus. He also was walking on the waters. However, his victory over the laws of nature did not last long. When he looked around, he felt the hard-blowing winds and saw the boisterous waves. He became afraid and began to sink. His lack of faith changed what was happening in his life. Many believers similarly start their Christian walk, as did Peter when he jumped out of the boat. When they get saved and see the wondrous changes that the Lord has accomplished in their lives, their zeal is great. They get involved in a ministry. They faithfully attend church, read their Bible, and converse daily with God in prayer. Then something happens to dull the excitement and fervor of their serving God. Perhaps it was an unkind word uttered by another, or a remark that they may be doing too much. Maybe looking around, they saw that others were not going on church-wide visitation, or they saw that too many lived differently most of the week than they did on Sunday. No matter what got them to question what they were doing for the Lord, they felt the same way Peter did. They looked around, and their faith was weakened. When anyone looks around and sees what the natural man sees, he will be discouraged and have his faith challenged also. Looking toward a pastor or leader in a church may be a better example than most have, but the leader is made of the same flesh that you and I are. There may be a time that he may let you down. Following the example of another godly person may also be a bright light to follow, but that person can also make mistakes, and there may be a day that he will also let you down. The only one that is perfect and cannot let you down is Jesus. Do what Peter did for a short time. Keep your eye on God. Look and lean on Him. Do not look around, compare, and criticize what others are doing. We may all let you down one day, because we are no more perfect than you. But look above. The Lord will never leave nor forsake you, nor let you down.